Hello, my dear ones. A very good morning to all. How are you all? Hope you're fine and safe at home. Okay. So coming to the chapter that is nutrition in animals, let me ask you, how do you feel about this chapter? Is it interesting? Yes, right. It's interesting. We are grown up enough and we are about to see what is happening inside our body, right? We were unaware about the food that is we are taking, what is happening to that food till now, right? But when we entered to this chapter, we are about to see what and all changes, what and all things are happening to the food that we eat and how the food that we eat gives us energy. So all these are new informations, right? But dears, do read your textbook, do the works what I am saying to you, do the notes very regularly because all these things are new to you. So if you follow at the same time itself, then it will not make a much problem to you. Okay. So coming back to our chapter, in the last class, we discussed the complete digestion that had happened in the buccal cavity. Then the food had passed to the food pipe or the esophagus. And also one term we discussed, a new term. What was that? Yes, it was peristalsis. Okay. Now, so from the buccal cavity, it had reached to the food pipe or the esophagus. Now, from the food pipe, where it has to be reached? Yes, stomach. So, today our topic is stomach. What is happening to the food when it reaches to the stomach? Before going to that detailed version, let me have a few lines about stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped structure, that is, it's a thick-walled structure that is present on the left side of our abdomen. It is present over the left side of the abdomen. Okay, so J-shaped structure. Okay. And one more feature is the for stomach. Stomach is the widest part of our alimentary canal. The walls of the stomach contain glands. We know some accessory glands are helping for the digestion, right? Some glands are present over the walls of the stomach and the glands are known as gastric glands. Which glands? Gastric glands. Okay, write and study. Okay, gastric glands are the glands present over the walls of the stomach. And the gastric glands are responsible for the secretion of gastric juice. They are the digestive juice secreted by the gastric glands present in the stomach. Gastric glands secrete what? Gastric juice. Okay, this juice in turn consists of three substances which include hydrochloric acid, or you can write it as HCl. That is enough and more. Hydrochloric acid, then mucus and pepsin. Pepsin is the enzyme. We discussed in the last class what is enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but some substances which help to speed up the chemical reaction that is happening in our body. So these are the substances present in the gastric juice secreted by the gastric glands of the stomach. Okay, we can check one by one. What is the function of HCl or hydrochloric acid? HCl present in the stomach would kill the microorganism that is entering along with the food. See, we are taking the food from outside, isn't it? So in the atmosphere, many microorganisms will be there. So there is a high chance for the association of the microorganism with our food while we take. So it would be harmful to our body, right? So that microorganisms and all are killed by this HCl. That is one function. Another function, it makes the atmosphere of the stomach or medium of the stomach into acidic. HCl is an acid, isn't it? So it makes the stomach acidic. Then only many enzymes such as pepsin and all can act upon the food, which helps in the digestion. Clear? The medium should be acidic for the action of this pepsin. That is facilitated by hydrochloric acid. Clear? I hope there is no confusion. So two functions are done by hydrochloric acid. It kills the microorganism that enters along with the food and makes the medium of the stomach acidic, so that many enzymes can act upon the food for the process of digestion. Is that clear? Okay. Now the second one is mucus. What do you mean by mucus? See, this is an acid, isn't it? So acid can create much problems to our stomach. Our stomach wall and all are very well protected from the action of this hydrochloric acid by the mucus. Clear? Mucus protect our inner walls of the stomach from the action of hydrochloric acid. Clear? That's why we are not having much risk. It is because of the action of mucus. Clear? And pepsin. Pepsin, I told, I'm rubbing it off. Okay. Pepsin is an enzyme that acts upon the proteins present in our food, and it converts the proteins into peptones. It's a simplified product of proteins. Digestion is the simplification of the complex food materials, isn't it? The complex protein will be digested to one of the simpler components. This is not the simplest form. This is one of the simpler form. Still, digestion will happen upon this. Clear? അതായത് ഒരു ചെറിയ ഒരു സിംപ്ലർ ഫോമിലേക്ക് ആക്കി മാറ്റും ഡൈജഷൻ സ്റ്റൊമക്കിലാവുമ്പോൾ. പിന്നീട് അതിൻ്റെ മേലായിരിക്കും ഫർദർ ഡൈജഷൻ നടക്കുക. പാതി ഡൈജഷൻ ആണ് സ്റ്റൊമക്കിൽ നടക്കുക. ഡൈജഷന്റെ കംപ്ലീഷൻ നടക്കുന്നത് സ്മോൾ ഇൻറ്റസ്റ്റൈനിലാണ്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ പെപ്സിന് പ്രോട്ടീനിൽ ആക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിനെ പെപ്റ്റോൺ ആക്കി മാറ്റും. Clear? Why I shifted to Malayalam means this is a new topic. Many of you will be having confusion. So to get rid of that confusion, I switch it on Malayalam. Okay. I hope it's clear. So these are the three substances in the gastric juices and their functions. This is clearly given as a box in your textbook. You have to write it in a box in your notebook itself. Okay. So the food, the nature of the food in the stomach will be partially digested form. Complete digestion is not happened. Okay. So such partially digested food in the stomach is known as chyme. What it is known as? Chyme. Okay. So that's all about the digestion that is happening in the stomach. Next, what is the next part after the stomach? The food is reaching to which part of our alimentary canal? Yes, to the small intestine. Okay, small intestine. Small intestine. Even though the name is small, it is the largest part of our alimentary canal. It is having a length of about 7.5 meter. They are about 7.5 meter long and they are formed in a highly coiled manner. Okay, so this is the longest or the largest part of our alimentary canal. Complete digestion of the food happens in the small intestine. So what is the nature of the food coming from the stomach? That is chyme. It is only partially digested. That will be entered into the small intestine. Okay, small intestine. They receives small intestine. Sorry. They receive secretions from two glands, and that two glands include first of all liver and pancreas. Okay, this small intestine would receive the secretions from liver and pancreas. Along with this, small intestine have their own glands present on the walls of small intestine, and they secrete intestinal juices. What do they secrete? They secrete intestinal juices or intestinal glands are present on the walls of the intestine. Liver is responsible for the secretion of bile juice. What do liver secrete? Bile juice. Clear? Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. Intestinal glands secrete intestinal juice. Clear? These intestinal glands are present in the walls of the intestine itself. In addition to these intestinal glands, they receive secretions from other two glands, that is liver and pancreas. That we have studied the associated glands, isn't it, in the flow chart. Okay, now we are going to see the detailed version of these secretion. How do they help in the digestion? Okay, first of all, we can check it out with liver. Okay, you have heard of liver. Liver is a reddish brown gland which is present in the upper part of our abdomen. Okay, upper part of the abdomen. And you know that liver is the largest gland present in our body. Which is the largest gland present in our body? It's nothing but the liver. Liver is responsible for the secretion of bile juice. Liver secrete bile juice. Now what is the function of bile juice? Bile juice help in the digestion of fat. See, till now we didn't discuss about anything about fat. Fat ne patti nammal onnum parnilla. വായിൽ എന്താണ് ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ആവണേ? കുറച്ച് കാർബോഹൈഡ്രേറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർച്ചിനെ ഷുഗർ ആക്കും. അമൈലേസ്. Starch is converted to sugar. And now we discuss in stomach, protein is converted to peptone. Fat can't be digested anywhere until it reaches to the small intestine. Small intestine ആണ് ഫാറ്റിനെ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതും ആര്? ബൈൽ ജ്യൂസ്. അത് എങ്ങനെ? ഇനി അതാണ് നോക്കുന്നത്. Generally, fat appears as large globules. Fat appears as large globules. So, it is very difficult to digest. So, it is the duty of the bile juice to convert this large fat globules into small fat globules. Clear? So, it makes the digestion of the fat easier. ഈ വലിയതിനെ ബൈൽ ജ്യൂസ് ആക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കുഞ്ഞു കുഞ്ഞു ഗ്ലോബ്യൂൾസ് ആക്കും. എന്നാൽ വേറെ എൻസൈമാണ് വന്നിട്ട് ഫാറ്റിനെ ഡൈജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ പഠിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. ഓക്കെ, ഹയർ ക്ലാസ്സസിലാണ് യു വിൽ ബി ഗോയിങ് ടു സ്റ്റഡി ദാറ്റ്. So the main function of the bile juice is they convert the large fat globules into small fat globules and make the digestion of fat easier. Clear? Okay. That is a function of bile juice secreted by the liver. The bile juice secreted by the liver will be stored in another structure known as gallbladder. Okay. Gallbladder temporarily store the bile juice secreted by the liver. Clear? Now we are moving to the second one, that is pancreas. Okay, this is also an associated gland. Pancreas are large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. Okay, just below the stomach. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. Which juice? Pancreatic juice. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice and they act upon the food materials, carbohydrates, proteins, and they change into simpler forms. Okay, they act upon carbohydrates and proteins and make into simpler form. Digestion complete ആയിട്ടില്ല, simpler formiലേക്ക് ആക്കിയിട്ടേയുള്ളൂ. For ensuring the absorption, it should be further simpler form. ചെറിയ സിംപ്ലർ ഫോമിലേക്ക് ആക്കിയാൽ മാത്രമേ അത് പെട്ടെന്ന് ബ്ലഡിലേക്ക് അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ പാൻക്രിയാസും അതിനെ വേറൊരു സിംപ്ലർ ഫോമിലേക്ക് ആക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. അതൊന്നും നോ നീഡ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് വേർഷൻ. കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ഡൈജഷൻ ഈസ് ഡൺ with the help of intestinal juice secreted by intestinal glands. So, intestinal glands secrete the intestinal juice. Now we can see what are the effect of intestinal juices upon the carbohydrate, proteins and fat. So, complete digestion will be ensured by the intestinal juices secreted by the intestinal glands. Okay, they are having some enzymes, no need to study that. You just study how the carbohydrate by the action of intestinal juice converted to which portion. Okay, so first of all we can check it out with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates by the action of intestinal juice, they will be converted to glucose. Okay, they will be converted to glucose. Next one is proteins. Proteins by the action of intestinal juice. Don't write like this way. Okay, you have to write it in the full sentence, full spelling. Okay, for easy version, I choose this since we discussed everything, right? So, proteins by the action of intestinal juice will be converted to the simpler form known as amino acid. What it is known as? Amino acid. Amino acid. Okay. And last but not the least, fats will be converted by the intestinal juice. Intestinal juice into fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol. My dear children, I am repeating it again. Write and study all these things. Otherwise, you will get confused. You won't study. All these things are very essential for your 9th standard and 10th standard. Okay, this is the fundamental thing you have to study in the biology in every higher classes, especially in 10th standard. Okay, so I trust you. You will write and study. That I trust and I believe that. Okay, so don't make me distressed. Once again, I will repeat this. By the action of the intestinal juice, carbohydrate will be converted to the simplest form, that is glucose. Proteins will be converted to amino acids. Fats will be converted to fatty acids and glycerol. ഈ ഒരു പരുവത്തിലേക്ക് ആയാൽ മാത്രമേ ബ്ലഡിനെ അതിനെ അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുള്ളൂ. So digestion is completed. Clear? So digestion is completed in the small intestine with the help of secretions of liver, that is bile juice, pancreas secrete pancreatic juice, intestinal glands secrete intestinal juice. Clear? Hope it's clear. Write and study. This topic is very important. I know it makes you little embarrassed by hearing the new terms and new conversions. Don't let it down. എനിക്കിത് കഴിയുന്നില്ലാന്നോ, എനിക്കിത് പറ്റൂല, ഏതായാലും സ്കൂളില്ലല്ലോ. Don't think like that way. You are in the school. Your teacher is always with you. We are there to support you. We are here to clarify all your doubts. So put your full effort. We are always with you. Okay? So for the time being, I am winding up the session. Repeating the same. Do maintain a note. Write all these things in your note. I don't want an elaborated version. Bullet version is enough and more. Okay? So stay safe, dears. Do well in your studies and always include all of us in your prayers too. Okay? Ta-ta.